Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Tuesday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go across to our friends up in Queensland, of course, my favourite part of the country, and of course, speak with the Brisbane South Wildcats in the HART Sapphire Series. And of course, their season's just around the corner right now. And of course, we've got two very special guests from the Wildcats to tell us a bit about it. Thanks both for joining us. Well, I'll get both of you to introduce yourselves and tell us what position you're hoping to play once the season gets underway later this month.
I'm Hallie, and I'm like a social defender, sort of can play with defence. And I'm Talia, and I'm a mid.
How's the pre-season been like?
Been pretty hectic, not gonna lie. Definitely getting put through our paces, but it's all going to be worth it hopefully when this season comes around.
So what's the expectations on this team going into 2022?
Talia is new to our team this year. So we've got a few new girls this year. So a different roster, but we're definitely just hoping to build on last year. Last year we sort of looked at a bit more of a building phase rather than trying to obviously win the championship. So just hoping to build on that and achieve a better goal than what we did at the end of last season.
Are you counting down the days? It's not long now.
Yes, it's close. We've got a first trial game coming up next week or the week after. So once those start rolling around and the season's close, then it gets pretty exciting.
What sort of things are you looking forward to with the trial game coming up in a couple of weeks?
I would just have fun, we haven't played together yet, so just our connections and rapport, I think, and just building our trust and knowing how each other plays.
Yeah, like what Talia said, we've got a few. We didn't actually finalize our top 10 girls for our Sapphire team this year until last week. So just good to have our strong 10 now and start building on those connections and see where the season's going to take us.
Talia, this is your first season, am I correct, with the Wildcats? Yep. So how have you found it?
I've actually loved it. Wildcats is such an inclusive group. They're just open doors and bring me in.
I guess tell us a bit about your coaches there.
Our coach Megan, she's so lovely. She's so nice. But at every training, she pushes us to be our best, and it's just such a fun time.
Yeah, we got a bit of a slightly different coaching staff, but we also have enough. Obviously I was here last year, so I've seen those who have carried through from last year. So we've got that foundation there, but it's also been good to bring in the new perspectives, and we even have some different roles. So it's changed up the dynamic a bit, but we've still got that same family build behind it. Meg's at the top, she looks after us like her own children. We spend that much time together, she sort of has to, but yeah, they're all amazing and treat us like we're one big family.
You've had the floods up there last couple of weeks. Has it disrupted training or pre-season at any stage?
Well, we had that sort of week where all the rains hit. We were quite lucky. We're both actually from the Gold Coast end, so we travelled to our trainings. But a lot of the girls up in the Brisbane region, Brisbane South especially, got hit quite hard. So that sort of week we couldn't travel to trainings, or the roads weren't open for us to get to. But we just sort of were staying in touch with each other, trying to do what we could from home if that was available. And sort of just brought us closest together, we were making sure everyone was okay and helping out those who needed it. But overall, as a club, we were pretty lucky and no one seemed to be too disrupted by it.
Without giving too much away, is there a couple of players we should watch out for the upcoming season, other than yourselves?
Yeah, me. Talia is only very young and she's only just joined our team, so I do think she'll be one to watch for. She's just unpredictable. She's a go-getter, she'll go after the ball. Got a bit of a different shooting this year. That's probably our biggest exciting point. It's pretty much a whole new slate from what we saw last year and a whole different vibe to it. So I'm really excited to watch these girls work together.
So let's talk a bit about both your netball journeys. Where did it all start and why did you choose it?
I'm actually from Norfolk Island, so it started there. So our population is very small, so we're playing mixed netball teams because we didn't have girls team, boys team. and we'd probably play like the same 4 teams every week. I then like moved over to Australia and just started playing netball up here, and that's kind of where my pathway started. It's kind of just grown from there.
I come from I have 2 older brothers and a dad who played a lot of sport. Even my mum, before she had all those kids, was very athletic. So I was always going to play our sport, and mum just sort of put me in netball when I was young, and I've played every year since and still enjoying it. So no reason to stop.
So, Talia, I need to ask you this as a follow-up from your answer just before. Obviously, you mentioned you're from Norfolk Island. So how's netball been like over there? And have you convinced maybe any of your friends that are over there to maybe come across to the mainland and play in the Queensland comp?
Yes, definitely. Well, the netball teams are very small, as I said. But we do get the opportunity to go over to Samoa to play for South Pacific Games. I did in 2018. And just at any opportunity we have been given, we will obviously take it. And we've done just like 2 wins of that.
How's it been like back home that you're now obviously playing in one of the best netball competitions in the country?
No, it definitely is like pretty special. Back home, like all my family's still over there, so they're obviously also supporting me and they're just cheering along.
What will be some highlights throughout both your netball journeys so far?
To be honest, when I think of highlights obviously on the court, like winning certain games and stuff, but all the away trips, like whether it was just when I was younger and you got to stay away for like 2 nights away from your mum and dad, like all that travel, that's where most of my friends would be from netball or like any sport I've played. Memories that you keep, I think, would be a highlight over like winning a certain grand final or such.
Yeah, that'd be the same with me, just like the travel, the experience and all that.
So how good will it be to play netball at Nissan Stadium?
It's very exciting. Netball's sort of getting more funded, I guess, each year. Like it's obviously a battle being a female-dominated sport, but getting more recognition, and like we even have the Titans in the comp this year. So they're obviously that's an NRL funded team. So just slowly increasing and getting these opportunities for the sport that we all love and want to play is really exciting.
How good would it be to hopefully beat the Titans in their first year?
Well, we live on the Gold Coast, and obviously the Gold Coast Titans. So a bit of friendship rivalry going on there. So bragging rights more than the win would be quite exciting.
I always ask the players that I've had on the show this question. So what have both of you learned from each other on and off the court?
Well, Talia and I have this is our first year playing netball together, but we played Oztag together probably like 8 or 10 years ago. And Talia was the fast one who scored on try, and I was the one who did more of the setting up and passing. So we're very different, but we get along very well. So from Talia, it's more like her speed and agility that I look up to, rather than, and I am older, so I've got a bit of dignity when it comes to that.
And Hallie, she's so humble, I reckon, and just so, I don't know, just have a nice atmosphere. She's always so encouraging, and she tries her absolute hardest.
So what does the sport of netball mean to both of you, and especially being there at Brisbane South?
Netball is sort of been my whole, like I said, I've played it for so long, I don't remember not playing it. But there was a period there where I just wasn't in my groove and was going to turn away from the sport. But after coming to Wildcats, I was just sort of why not? I had nothing to lose. I came, and I'm so glad I do. I've never loved netball more than I have been here. The girls are amazing. The environment we've started to develop here and are still building on. Although we have the trek up the M1 to get to all of our trainings, it is worth it once we get here, and I can't wait for the season to start.
The trek is definitely worth it. I love it, the environment and meeting new people and all the opportunities and training that we've been given. I've just been loving it.
Any future ambitions in the sport of netball?
Personally, I'm sort of anything that's going to happen for a reason. So I have never been like the player who's made all the rep teams. I just sort of keep grinding and do it for the reasons I love, which is hanging out with my friends and like being surrounded by good people. So honestly, I'm just looking towards this season, and like obviously trying to get a starting spot is my first goal, and then we'll just work from the rest of the season, and any opportunities that come my way, I'll try and take those with two hands.
It'll be the same with me, just trying to get like a starting 7th spot and just taking every opportunity that's been given and just going.
What would be your advice to people that should get involved in netball, especially down there at Brisbane South?
Yeah, our club does an amazing job. Like I saw last year, but we do a lot of volunteer work at our like junior clubs. And our region is probably one of the most passionate in Queensland. We're one of the most diverse regions in all of Australia, like the Brisbane South area, and seeing all those different cultures and groups of people come together just for the love of netball. Like you have the parents, the officials, and the players all just enjoying themselves. There's nothing like it, and if like you're looking for something to do, it's a great place to start.
I can just have a go. Like sport's the best place to meet new people. So if you have a go, you just have like you get to meet new people and just have the best time.
I also give your local netball club a bit of a shout out.
Well, from the Gold Coast, South Coast Netball Association.
Tweed Netball Association.
Yeah, so we're actually rivals from the Gold Coast, our two clubs, but proud members of the Wildcats now.
Okay, all right. Because both you're from down on the border, pretty much down on the Gold Coast. So who's won your battles when you have to verse against each other?
Well, we are different age groups, but my team did always beat her association.
It can be our like age group, our team.
We'll call it even.
Yeah.
All right, so let's finish off with a couple light-hearted questions about your teammates before you got training very soon, which is any embarrassing moments so far in the pre-season by anyone, and what was it?
Probably. That wasn't just us. To be honest, pre-season's embarrassing for everyone.
Yeah.
Like pre-season, pre-season for a reason. We're trying to get ready for the season to come, but there's no one looking great after the end of a strength and conditioning session. Yeah. Our strength and conditioning coach puts us through our paces, and we don't like him at the moment, but by the end of the season, we'll be friends.
So who's the comedian and the best singer on the team?
Oh, I'll have to say, Hallie, a bit of a comedian here.
So no, I think I have a good sense of humour. Entertainer. Probably Courtney. She has energy for days, and she's very outgoing. She'll like finish a set of fitness, and then she's the first one to go around and high five everyone and make them laugh and get them ready for the next set. But the new girls are slowly trying to still find their comfort zone in the team. So ones who were here last year, we sort of know where each other stands, but we're getting closer every single training session, and we might have different answers by the end of the season.
I know there's this social media craze called TikTok. So is anyone TikTok famous yet? And who's on TikTok the most?
We're on TikTok.
We're probably on the right. We were trying to organise, we're still going through like our manager of the club, try to get a TikTok account from the Wildcats. So if you want to find out in maybe the next 2 weeks, it might be there. But that's me and Liliana. We're really committed to trying to get Wildcats TikTok.
Okay. All right. I'll keep an eye on that one. Do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
No. I used to have like a ribbon that I wear like all the time, but I lost it.
Oh,
so
that's
it's kind of,
sad. Mine's just like I have to like do tape on both my feet, then socks on both my feet, then shoes. Like some weird people do like shoes and socks on one foot while the other's barefoot.
Definitely tape.
That's not okay. Well, yeah, you want to tape.
No, like you
first.
tape first, then your socks, and then your shoes. You
Yeah, socks and tape, hey. Yeah.
I can't wait to come to your game and figure out what this pre-game superstition is and which one's actually true or not. So the last two, which is, do either of you have a pump-up song to hype yourself up before a game?
Yeah, I know, there's so many.
But last year, Untouched by the Veronicas was a big hit in the change rooms. That was a big one. Personally, me and some of the girls are country fans. So
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes we get in our feels for the country music, but it just depends on the vibe. But I'd say from last year, especially Untouched, the Veronicas, is a great way to get pumped for a game.
So you mentioned about country songs a moment ago. Any particular country songs?
Oh God. Well, there's Wagon Wheel. Wagon was so good. And then anything from Luke Combs, big fan. But
What about Tracy Adams or whatever his name is?
Okay, well,
I'd say Wagon is probably up there.
Yeah, Michael definitely.
now we mentioned about embarrassing a moment ago. So any silly or strange moments that's happened during the preseason, and what was it?
Oh, one of the girls, it's actually unfortunate because, we're doing beach sessions in January, just like sort of before the real preseason started, but just so we could all come together. And we went to one of the beaches down in the Goldie and we're doing sort of like sprints up and down the sand dune sort of. It was a decent hike, like probably 20 meters. And our captain actually, Brittany, she was running down the hill and like cut a foot open on a piece of glass. And she needed like a couple of stitches. Like it was pretty. So we were a little bit scarred. We didn't run up that hill anymore. So that's not really silly, but something a bit strange, I guess.
Yeah, I think she actually might have mentioned that to me when it happens. And one last one for people that should get down to Nissan Stadium throughout the season to watch the team play, which is obviously normally on the weekends. What would be your advice to them to come down and support the Wildcats?
We're a great club for great people. What's the Wildcats? Get your head in the game. We are named off High School Musical, so big Disney fan here. If you want to see the Wildcats real life action, come to Nissan Arena on a weekend. We'll be there.
Both of you, thank you so much for giving up some of your time before training to join us. I can't wait to come up to Queensland myself. I watch the Sapphire, of course, series and obviously the Ruby series team in action, and hopefully all goes well. And can't wait to hopefully meet both of you in person up there in Queensland very soon.
Thank you so much.
No worries. And of course, if you want to support the mighty Brisbane South Wildcats throughout the HART Sapphire Series, of course, we'll put all the details up on this schedule. Of course, obviously, it's already been released already, of course, starting next month. There's more on the Smash Sport Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.